Hey YouTube family and GN subs, Happy New Year 2025. Here we go, we're gonna make it happen. I got some good updates today for the new year, and I just wanna let you know one thing. This incoming administration, you need not be concerned, okay? If there is an unlawful or wrongful apprehension, detention, or removal of a loved one or someone that you know, you may be entitled to compensation, folks. We have attorneys that are on staff now, civil rights attorneys that will get you compensation for the unlawful acts of the government. We also have a removal attorney that will keep your loved one in the U.S. if they are apprehended. So you can always get me at hrg@graylaw.com. We are ready and we are geared up. Got some good news on H1B. Since 1990, there really hasn't been a significant change in the H1B definitions. We have them, folks. They were just released and they are taking effect January 17th, 2025. So hey, a lot to get to today. Let's get at it. Alrighty, what is an H1B? A lot of you know what it is, but I'm just gonna break it down for those of you who might not know what an H1B visa is. An H1B is a temporary non-immigrant visa that allows you to be employed in what's called a specialty occupation. How is that defined? Basically, it's defined as the position that you hold within an organization requires at minimum a university degree. Now, the actual program is a lottery. They only allow 65,000 H1Bs a year. They want to expand it. We'll see what happens with this administration. There are 20,000 extra visas for those with master's degrees and those positions that require a master's degree. All right. The first date to file the application is March. If you file in March, there's a start date of October 1st. So we'll talk about a little bit about the expansion of the rules, what happens to students in between those time periods, because what happens, during the 8-month period that you're waiting to commence work, do you need to go home or can you stay in the U.S.? Are you covered? We'll talk about that. The rules have been substantially expanded. All right. So the first big news is that the expansion of the definition of specialty occupation. They've clarified what is considered a specialty occupation in the context of the job duties, the employer's requirements, etc. These have always been very, very difficult to understand. They have outlined them here and they've made it clear what those are, which is great. Now you can consider more occupations, certainly those ones in STEM. They have expanded it specifically to include those occupations, and that's great stuff, folks. The second thing that they've done is they have clarified what is considered cap-exempt. What is a cap-exempt H1B? A cap-exempt H1B is one that doesn't go to the lottery. It doesn't require a lottery. You can file all year long. There's no limit on the number of cap-exempt positions that qualify for the H1B visa. So what they have done is they've expanded and clarified the definition of what is cap-exempt. This is really important. The cap is for positions that are in nonprofit organizations or a governmental research organization, all right? So what they've done is they've expanded what is research. That's always been an issue. Immigration always has defined it very narrowly. They defined it as the actual governmental entity has to have a primary focus on research. That's no longer the case. As long as there is a fundamental activity of research within the governmental agency and within the duties that are going to be performed by the individual, it's covered, folks. That is really good stuff because that expands what's cap exempt. It won't be subject to the lottery, and that's a really, really good news. Finally, what they've done is they've expanded those who are on practical training. That is, after your student visa is done, you have a free year or 3 years of work, depending if it's in STEM. What you can do is once you file the H1B in March, you can extend your OPT, your practical training work permit, for an additional year. So that gap between March and October that we talked about, you're covered. You can stay here and you're legal. You can continue to work. You get the automatic 540-day extension, all right? So that's good stuff. A lot of good stuff on H1B. What I've done is I've put a link in the description box below to a PDF of the Federal Register that outlines all these new rules that take effect January 17th, 2025. I also put a link in the description box below for the new I-129 form that has to be filed this year with the H-1B visas. That takes effect again on January 17, 2025. It's a new form. I-129 must be used. There is absolutely no grace period. All right, so we've had a lot of big changes and new rules on the medical exam, the I-693, that's filed in connection with your adjustment of status application for a green card. So when you're filing either an employment-based adjustment or a family-based adjustment, it has to include a medical exam. AILA, the American Immigration Lawyers Association, put out a great flyer for this medical exam, all the rules, tips for filing, etc. The form is good indefinitely now. In the description box below, I put a PDF of the flyer, which is great stuff. Check it out, use it, print it out. It's really, really informative and it's really good. Alrighty, so here we are hoping that this administration over the next couple of weeks here, we hope that they extend parole status, TPS status, DACA status for individuals, and be on the lookout. If it comes, file immediately before January 20th, and we're geared up here to do so. And hey, YouTube family and GN subs, welcome for another year. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Humberto R. Gray. You can always get me at hrg@graylaw.com. Go to my content, folks. I have years of content that is good stuff. I get comments all the time on videos, that I did years ago with really good content. And we're going to keep bringing you the good content, new stuff for the new year. And hey, we'll see you next time.